In this video, we've got $10,000, $20,000, and when I say everyone, I mean, I can do the Hulk Hogan for this one, everyone. As a matter of fact, let me prove it to you right now. The 100 Start Garden opportunity starts here. Look at the eligibility criteria, just read it. Read the material. Anyone from anywhere in any language can submit an idea. It only takes a minute. You can submit more than one idea. Ideas can be submitted from May 3rd, 2021 to July 26th, 2021. Thus, the application deadline lapses in 11 days. You gotta move on this right now, and the rest of the opportunities that I list in my spreadsheet, where I list links to application resources, to information resources and application portals to grants for everyone. Not only on the tab labeled grants, where I list these grants, many of which are for small businesses. And as I have told you several times on my previous videos, you operating a small business is simply the act of establishing the organized effort of selling something, whether it's a product or service. Again, let me emphasize so it gets through the skull and into the brain, where you can actually take this information and put it into action. Anyone from anywhere in any language can submit an idea. It only takes a minute. You can submit more than one idea. $1,000 awarded to each of the 100 to prepare for demo day. 100 finalists get $1,000 grants. Demo day takes place on September 29th. $20,000 is awarded to the winners of demo day. It's right here. There's no scheme here. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This spreadsheet is free for each and every one of you, and anybody to whom or with whom you want to share it at bit.ly/biz SS21. If you notice that nice painting right there, it is an aesthetic depiction of the city in which I am located right now. Cartagena, Colombia, baby. You know what's up? Colombia, estoy aquí. Anyway, the NAV Small Business Grant. I told you about this previously, and I told you that they open an application round every quarter. So the current application round runs between June 30th and August 6th. Again, why do I say this for everyone? Of course, you have to operate a small business, right? Which is simply establishing the organized effort of selling something, right? But the beauty of this is that if you take a look at the eligibility criteria, you simply have to write a story on your business, what your business does. Listen, if you've been doing Uber over the past few years, if you've been selling items on eBay, which you could start now as a matter of fact, right? You could take your used items in your home. There's potentially thousands of dollars worth of merchandise in your home that you could start to use in your inventory. What's the first thing that you're supposed to do if you are low on money, if you're strapped for cash and you have a business? Go ahead and start liquidating your inventory. That's what businesses do all the time. You see all these blowout sales. When they go out of business, when Toys R Us went out of business, I bump heads with Tracy Morgan over at Toys R Us out in Brooklyn. Wow, they were getting liquidated. It was crazy. And they were just hacking and slashing at the prices. You could get like G.I. Joes typically cost, I don't know, $8-10 for like $4, $3, $2. They're liquidating. That's the same thing you need to do. If you're strapped for cash, take a look at the items in your home that you could sell. Furniture, if you have IKEA furniture, that stuff goes like this on Craigslist. And you start depositing that money into a business account. If you're a veteran, you can get a free business account, or rather a no-fee checking account and business account over at Chase. I know in New York City that is the case. I actually went to another location in North Carolina. They told me that was not the case. However, I still go to Chase. I get these money orders that typically cost $3. I get them for free. Everything is no fee for veterans. Thank you for your service. So you go to Chase, you go to any other bank. Matter of fact, Wells Fargo, they also have a business checking account. I have one there as well, where as long as you keep $500, that's not a lot. As a minimum balance, you get no fee. Not as lovely as the plan that you get through Chase, where you don't have to pay for money orders or cashier's checks, but you don't have to pay a monthly service fee as long as you only keep $500. That number's typically at $1,500 at TD and Bank of America. You won't get a better deal. So you open your business account as long as you've already established your limited liability company. I told you all of this back in 2010 when I started my business. In about a day, spending a little over $100, I registered my limited liability company over in Florida. And I started my business, started taking clients right away. I've told you about this, man. If you want to hear it, drop it in the comment section below. Click the like button, click the subscribe button to stay on top of everything that I encounter, because we do encounter a lot. So I told you, look, again, anyone and everyone. For those people who write that this stuff is not for everyone, it's for everyone. They even have a high school student program where high school students can win $5,000. And don't even get me started with the SEEP program. I've got a tab labeled students right here, the Science Engineering Apprenticeship Program right here for high school students and for college students at the undergraduate and graduate level. If you work through this thing right here, SEEP for high school students, if you work through this thing, all people that I know that have worked with the military as developers, as engineers, they've ran into kids that have actually tapped into this thing. And you have to get recommended by a guidance counselor, one of your school staff members. You can make up to $34,000 through this program when you start participating. Another thing, if your kids are taking STEM majors in college or whatever, U.S. government, do well. Do an internship with the U.S. government. They're taking people like crazy. All these problems, the colonial pipeline, with all of these cybersecurity risks, the government is slowly but surely, probably promptly, fast, expeditiously assembling an army of developers, engineers to ensure this kind of stuff gets prevented. All right, they're trying to block any government that's trying to interfere. So that's the new type of soldier right now, cybersecurity professionals. And for anyone who wants to get a start, if it's not for your kids, look, I told you about this AWS Machine Learning Scholarship Program. They give you the first part of the course on Udacity for free. And then if you are among the top performers for this program, they can, I'm not sure if it's still available, they will give you a scholarship for the full program. Advance your career by earning a scholarship. So you may still have an opportunity to work through this, okay? And that just takes me back to an email that a viewer wrote to me. Damian Morris, he stated, he's asking me whether it would be a waste of time for him to submit an application for his game building project. Now, with this American Seed Fund, where the federal government pays you up to $2 million in seed funding, okay? If you already have a typical business that is producing something that you can get from somewhere else, it's not as innovative as, for instance, the types of organizations that the American Seed Fund is looking to fund. Your organization can be a proof of concept for the underlying technology used to manufacture whatever it is that you develop or the service that you develop. So my idea, you have to start to ideate with these things. Everything that has to do with you operating a small business. And why wouldn't you want to operate a small business? We are over 31,678,432 small businesses in this country, constituting 99.9% of all U.S. businesses, employing half of the U.S. workforce. Come join the club. And just remember, you don't have to have a group of employees. People, they overcomplicate this stuff. The whopping majority of all small businesses are non-employer firms, meaning that only one person operates it. So if you're selling stuff on eBay or Mercari or any other online marketplace, you're operating a small business. Just start formalizing this stuff so you can get credit for it when you apply for these programs, when you apply for funding. I've also got lending programs coming soon, ways for you to fix your credit as well. They don't check your credit for many of these programs either. The only thing they checked your credit for was the Economic Injury Disaster Loan to the Small Business Administration. A number of you are going through it, trying to reapply for reconsideration to the Targeted EIDL program. There's all kinds of information on that. I'm trying to give you as many resources as possible for you to either get a grant that you can use to expand your small business or to keep yourself afloat, or get a grant to educate yourself. As I've told you several times in the past, the Pell Grant that I got to study in college, study in BMCC, to graduate with honors, to go ahead and attend New York University, that's the most valuable grant that I've ever received in my life, because it educated me, gave me a solid foundation on which I can build and learn more material. I do internet marketing. I code. I know how to program. At an intermediate level, potentially a basic intermediate level, I know how to do search engine optimization. I know how to manage online advertising campaigns. I did it by educating myself and taking action on the information that I learned. And I have all these resources right here. Look, all free resources. How to do search engine optimization, the starter guide, Reddit Big SEO, where they drop all kinds of case studies. If for some reason you don't get a grant, man, listen, all these are grants right here. Free education. Trust me, this is what opens your eyes up to understand what are all the opportunities available in my country, regardless of whether I'm in Colombia right now. My family is from Colombia. However, I rep my flag. I was born in Queens General Hospital in Queens, New York City. I wasn't born in Jamaica Hospital. It's actually a hood hospital. Well, more of a hood hospital than Queens General. Queens General's kind of, I think it's in Kew Gardens. Jamaica Hospital, where Donald Trump was born. I wasn't born there. Anyway, right across the street, crack spot. After he was born, I guess, elevatefuture.org. You go to these people, they build a free website for you. You're talking about this is a scam. Am I charging you for this? I mean, you got to pay me $199 to have access to the spreadsheet. No, it's on bit.ly/biz SS21. I put a lot of time into this stuff, man. Take a look. And woman, look. The Stacey's Rise Project. I'm not sure if there was a deadline for this. Look, National Endowment for the Arts is a deadline on August 12th. If you have a nonprofit that is enhancing the artistic community, right? Small Business Relief Initiative and Fund, FAQs, the GoFundMe thing. A number of viewers on this channel have been able to capitalize on this right here, where you simply launch a GoFundMe campaign and GoFundMe will match up to $500. So if you raise $500 from friends, family, from your customers, this is a hack real quick, okay? And write this down. If you can't remember it like me, I'm forgetful, right? If you want to raise money through this GoFundMe, there's also another program there. I think it's for small businesses. Black-owned small businesses. Simply have your customers pay you for your products or your services through the GoFundMe platform. Once you've got 5 people that have paid you $500 on it, they'll give you an additional $500. I've showed you all the people. I'll let the tape roll and show you all the people that have been able to enjoy a grant coming from the GoFundMe platform. Okay, and you'll probably get people in the comment section that write about it too. Right here, Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, is going to distribute $600 stimulus checks to people who make up to $75,000 annually. Also, micro grants of up to $10,000 to seed small business creation. Look up all the government agencies in your area in California. I know California's hurting right now. I feel your pain. So go ahead and take a look. I got another program listed for New Jersey, right here, New Jersey Business Information, 4 grants right here. I went ahead and listed it on the grants tab. And you can see so many other programs right here that I have information resources included on here. And we update this on a regular basis. As soon as I encounter something, I throw it right here. I told you about the crypto opportunity where I donated roughly $130 to Gitcoin and they gave me back $1,000 worth of Gitcoin in cryptocurrency. I can change that for USD anytime I want, United States dollar. And you generate revenue. So there's all kinds of opportunities here. This is This is the grant application portal for the New Jersey grant program. Pennsylvania has a grant program right here. Statewide assistance for small businesses. Right here, I've gone ahead. As a matter of fact, if I didn't include it, I'll go ahead and include it right now. I'll go ahead and drop that right here in the grants tab. This is the process of me simply adding all these information resources right here. And I'll tell you, it's for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania right here. Right here. Do I charge you for this stuff? You want to launch your LLC, your limited liability company? Right here. You go to Zen Business. They charge like the cheapest program. I think it's $49 if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and crack it and find out. Let's say you want to do one in Delaware. Delaware, there are a number of benefits for incorporating in Delaware. They have the Chancery Court, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, where the judges, they have experience dealing with business issues. Yeah, $49 billed annually. They'll give you what's called the, what do you call it? Well, look, this is for I believe this is for Delaware, the registered agent service. So basically, they'll have an address to which official government documents can be sent on your behalf, so they can receive it for you on your behalf. They do the employee identification number. You don't need that. You can just go to irs.gov and you could file for that for free. I'm telling you, it's a little over $100 just to incorporate so you can look more official. And again, just going back to what I was saying earlier. So Damien, he asked me, is it a waste of time to apply for this thing? No, of course not. With this particular program, you could take the first step in the application process, which is simply submitting the pitch. Even if you don't have the small business, then you have to register your business as a limited liability company or whatever entity that you choose. Now, again, he builds gaming sets. What I would recommend, again, this is not financial advice, this is what I would do, is to try to develop a way through robotics, using artificial intelligence, to develop a way to manufacture these gaming sets. And essentially your gaming sets become proof of concept for your manufacturing process. Why do I say that? Because if you have the manufacturing process developed, then it has more use cases. Other organizations, for instance, people who develop polo shirts, polo style shirts, right? They may have a use for using that technology to manufacture their shirts. It could be used to develop the tripod on the phone that I'm using to film this video, or develop this laptop through which I'm showing you all of these opportunities. Now, you want the information to do that? Just go ahead and hit the free education tab, man. You could at the very least learn the basics of this stuff, develop a minimum viable product. Look, how to code. Now, this is the way Elon Musk is developing all these renewable sources of energy, all right? So Tesla, the vehicle Tesla, is simply the proof of concept for him developing sustainable energy sources. Like the battery, they use the battery to power homes. And another organization, I believe it's called Tesla Energy, if I'm not mistaken, and it's to develop renewable energy sources through batteries, solar-powered homes, and Tesla is the proof of concept, showing, listen, if we can develop this awesome car that has an undeniably profound or intense source of power that, you know, it's got good torque, it pushes, you hit that thing. I jumped on my friend's Tesla a couple of years back and it sent me back, it pushed me back to the seat. And I actually dropped the phone because I was filming it. It's strong, it's a strong vehicle. It goes like 0 to 60. I've seen videos where it's beating out Lamborghinis and all of these supercars, and it's powered through an electric battery source. So that's the proof of concept for what Tesla wants to develop, what Tesla wants to power. So you could do the same thing. What's your product or service? Develop the way to manufacture it. Or think out of the box. What is highly innovative, yet technically risky? What type of concept? It's all about the idea, and don't sleep on your brain. Understand? Listen, there was nowhere near any concept of me starting an internet marketing business. I've been able to work the 2012 Barack Obama presidential campaign with Nielsen, AOL. I never thought I could do any of this stuff when I was like 19, 18. Potential when I was little, I mean, I had big aspirations. People keep saying you can do anything you want. But when I was like 18, 19, a little reality starts to kick in. I grew up in one of the most impoverished neighborhoods in the country, in New York City, Jamaica, Queens, New York, where 50 Cent is from. Donald Trump is from there, but he lived in Jamaica Estates, actually the working part, where it's a little better. I guess it's an upper middle class neighborhood, but I'm from Jamaica, Queens. Jamaica Avenue, 138th Street, 90th Avenue. Right back there used to be a crack spot practically on every corner. If it wasn't a crack spot, it was a weed spot. I walked out of a arcade, which is not even an arcade. It was actually a front for a weed spot. Walked out because my friend, he messed up my game because he wanted to go do mixtapes. In my home, I had 2 turntables, 2 Techniques, 1200s. And as soon as I walked out, 2 stick-up kids walked in. They held a bunch of kids that were in there waiting to play Street Fighter, and they were playing the other video game that was there, and they held them hostage in the bathroom while they stuck up the owner for his weed money. They shot him in his hand because he struggled for it. What could have happened to me that day? I could have probably gotten smoked. When we came back, we saw all the cops over there. We saw the ambulances and everything. You see the blood on the floor and all this. You know, that's the type of neighborhood in which I grew up, where someone almost shot me one time for saying hi to his girl. So I never thought that I could learn how to develop technology, work with technology in order to drive business results, to impact bottom lines, to generate positive returns on investments for some of the biggest and most iconic brands on the planet. But I did it through educating myself. Thank God for college. Thank God for that Pell Grant where I busted my ass through BMCC. And after that, establishing the foundation upon which I could learn search engine optimization, advertising, all this stuff, all these free resources. Look, MIT even has free university classes. There is no limit what you can learn and what you can put into action and develop for yourself to save and feed your families to ultimately save the United States of America. May God bless you. May God bless the USA and everybody else on this planet. Talk soon.